Hi, my name is Pablo Zabaleta and I welcome you to this video where we will be covering Chapter 6 regarding quality management of the Heizer and Render book. Let's start, as always, with our outline. We will be covering what is processes, what are processes. We shall see what is the process methodology. We will define clearly what is quality so that we don't get mixed up from here on. We will revisit the moments of truth, but in this case, in the context of quality. We will talk about the difference between goal-oriented or compliant quality. We shall see what is quality loss function and some of the tools that we have available, the control charts, scatter plots, cause-effect diagrams, all that kind of stuff. Then we will go on to explain what is a statistical control process, and finally we shall cover some other tools like benchmarking, empowerment, quality circles, what is customer service, and Pokayukes. So let us start with processes. What are processes? How can we define formally? Well, a process is a set of structured activities designed to produce a specific result. So just because some things are being done, just because there are a lot of activities around you, that does not mean that they are part of a process. Activities become part of a process when they are geared or oriented towards producing a result. When we talk about processes, we're talking about putting the emphasis on how work is done as opposed to just simply what is being done. We can also define it as a specific ordering of work activities in time and space with a beginning and an end, with clearly identifiable inputs and outputs. In short, for ourselves, this is a structure to act on. And this helps us, for example, when we want to check out the organizational structure of an organization. Usually, a hierarchical structure defines or describes the power relations and the relationships and the responsibilities in that organization. Whereas a process structure helps us understand how the organization generates value. And when we talk about process management, first we need to understand what is a process, which we have right now defined, and it helps us to see perhaps a model as a model of a workstation. Whereas a process flow is a model of the production line. So let's start with the graphics of a process so as to get this idea a little bit more clear. First, we begin with suppliers. There is no getting out of this. If we're talking about a process, we have inputs, the transformation, and the outputs. And the inputs are given to us by the suppliers. The suppliers give their supplies to the process, and then we have the clients to which we deliver our outputs. All those inputs that we receive from suppliers have input specifications, and those input specifications have to be agreed upon with the supplier. And we can change them in time, yes, as our needs evolve, but always taking care to agree to get an accord with the suppliers. That's why we talk about the supplier relationship. How do we develop our suppliers? Because they must grow as or evolve as our needs evolve too. Then we have all the activities inside our process. And a process is delimited by a frontier and always has an owner. If a process doesn't have an owner, we're talking about here the same as a stray dog who doesn't have an owner. It doesn't bode well for the dog or for the process. A process that doesn't have an owner will never get a champion to check out that it's working properly or that it is receiving all the attention and resources that it needs. That is a recipe for disaster. After the activities, then we have the outputs. And again, the same as with the inputs, the outputs have specifications that are agreed with the clients and which can evolve also. So this is the complete diagram of a process. We're going from suppliers to clients, and we are in the middle. So yes, we do have the internal flow of a process where we will have all our activities, and we need to map them. We need to get to know them very well and to have them documented so that we can improve them, that we can identify where there are problems brewing or where the problems are present, but we need to be able to improve them, and the only way to do that is by having the documentation working. Our lesson will continue in the next video.